Hello and welcome to this week's OTR Love Team Time Trial Series highlight show. Today we're going to bring you 10 teams from race 7. And what we're going to try is to come up with a slightly different alternative to what we've been doing before. So we've now got all 10 teams on the screen all at the same time, and we're going to do this throughout each of the splits and just see whether or not it works. So here we go. So OTR Eureka out on the top left hand side, and looks as though they're having problems. So they've had difficulties for the last 4 or 5 races so far, and this race hasn't improved, unfortunately. So looking at the footage that they've provided, so again, thanks very much, Stephen, for that. It's just they're just having lots of problems. So Eureka, you got Alfred, Brian, Stephen, Johan, Troy, and Stephen Elliott. RTR quickly into their pace line along with others. I think the first into the pace line was OTR Black. But with RTR, you've got Philip, Andrew, Carolyn, Mark, and Sean. And they're missing Glenn this week. So that was a start. And what I tried to do was give you what the timings were. So Mushroom, I think, were the ones that took the overall kilometre time, even though they were third, which is quite interesting. So it just goes to show you getting in that pace line does improve the time splits. So 5k splits, we've got OTR Eureka, RTR, we've already talked about OTR Wicked. You have Shane, Paul, Andrew, Sean, and Andy Macker. And there's a bit of a gap. So gap to Shane at the moment. And yeah, they just need to group up a little bit and close those gaps a bit further up. Australia Koalas, this time Wendy is doing the recording for me, so thank you, Wendy, for that. And they're doing really good at the moment. So they've got Bryce, Jeff, Michelle's there, and Craig. But I think Craig had a problem, or is it? No, he's actually fine, okay at the moment. Dingoes, you got Ash, Ben, Noel, and Scott. No issues with them either. But looking at the times, Eureka is 8:42 through to AESRT 6 minutes and 55. So there's quite a bit of a gap difference between the last place and first place teams. 10k splits. So these are going through quite quickly at the moment. So who have we not talked about? Looking at, so we've done Dingoes. Let's have a look at Ultraviolet. So looking at their times, they're currently ahead of OTR Black, which is fantastic to see. So Jonathan, Neil, Tony, and Jim. And you got Lutz doing the recording, so thanks Lutz for that. OTR Black, really strong. You got Kevin, Keith, Peter, Tony, Per, and Nesta. No one's dropping so far, which is fantastic to see. And again, another strong team with 3R Mushroom, with JP, Rajesh, Mikhail, Mitcha, Jan, and Tim. So that's the CCR No Pins team. Again, fantastic to see. Really strong team there. And then you got Peddlers and AESRT. So again, look at that, the times really close between 3R Mushroom and Peddlers this week. With Ultraviolet 4th, OTR Black is 5th, then followed by Dingoes, Wicked, RTR, and Koalas, RTR, and Eureka. So 15k split. Let's have a chat about Peddlers. So we've got Christoph, Doug, Daniel, and John. Again, they're really strong in their pace line. and they're trying to attack AESRT for their run, which is what Roman, Arnaud, Dennis, Vaudry, and Jojo. But I think Vaudry dropped early after the climb, so one to watch out for. So I think AESRT are currently top of League One, and then you've got the Peddlers, Black, Mushroom, and Sharks in that league. So it's really strong. It's really strong teams there. Now, who's dropped? Anyone dropped so far? No one in Mushroom, Black, Ultraviolet, Dingoes, Peddlers, apart from Vaudry in AESRT. You do have one of the RTR riders, which is Sean Stevens. So Sean had a technical, so he's dropped back now. And looking at the 20-kilometre splits, Eureka have definitely had some problems. So if you have a look, we're down to 3 riders now because we've lost Johan, but also Stephen Blackwell, who's stepped in for this week. So he's dropped now. So they've only got 3. So you need to keep those 3 to the end. RTR are down to 4 now, with as I was saying earlier, Sean dropping off. Wendy's not racing today, so she's okay, and Koalas are still with a team of 4. They do look as though for OTR Wicked we've got Paul Nichols and Shane Blackmore's both dropped off, so they're down to 3 now. And Tim Cook has dropped off for 3R Mushroom. Who else? I think that's it. So generally, we've got teams of 3s and 4s, to be honest. OTR Black seem to be OTR Black with 3R Mushroom, and AESRT seem to be the only teams with 5 riders. That's interesting. Anyway, finish line. So this is the Tampa Bay course that we've been on all week. Again, big shout out to Torm. So go to their website, torm.cc, and have a look at their new cycle clothing. We've put an image of the clothing on our page. So who have we got next? So Wicked are doing fantastically well with the 3 riders they've got so far. Koalas with 4. No one's been dropping so far. Pairs just dropped for OTR Black, so they're now down to 4 riders. No one else has dropped so far from 3R Mushroom, with JP in front, Mikkel, Mitja, Raj is there with Jan Vanna. Ultraviolet, Jim's out in front with Neil, Tony and Jonathan. As I say, Lutz is doing the recording, so fantastically well done there, Lutz, for doing that. Really appreciate it. And you got Scott in front for Dingoes, followed by Noel, Ben and Ash. Peddlers, we have lost Daniel, so Peddlers are down to 3, so John Beam's out front with Christoph, and then Daniel, then Doug. So now Doug's just swapped with Christoph. And AESRT, I think Dennis has just dropped off, hasn't he? Looks like it, so Dennis has dropped off. So you got Yojo, Arnaud and Roman have just finished. That's just flown by. So looking at the split times, you can see where AESRT and Peddlers differed slightly because they had the same start times. And for week 7, ooh, interesting. So OTR Black and Australia Sharks are in the drop spot for week 8, with Ultraviolet and Blue going up if Blue beat West London VR. And you got Australia Wombats and Poker Motion going down. And from League 3, North American X-Force, and it looks like Dingoes or Quokkas will go up. So that'd be interesting to see what happens at week 8. But all to play for, I think. I think ASRT are one of the safest ones in the top position in League 1. Ultraviolet again, strong position in League 2, and North American X-Force in League 3. Super. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about the new format. Happy to change, I just wanted to see if I could try something slightly different. But again, thanks for watching, and like and subscribe.